how to increase your sales and improve your business. I was 21 at the time, total failure. Started my first business. Didn't know how to go about doing it, started my restaurant business. No customers came in. And I was scratching my head thinking, how do I get more sales? How do I get more customers? How do I get more clients? Now, fast forward like 10, 11, 15 years, I've been able to max out sales in every single thing I do, going from the export company to recycling, to fashion, to events business, to even an international swimming academy, all different things now, getting thousands and thousands and thousands of clients all around the world and getting maximum sales. Now, how did I do it? With these key components. And let me tell you something, I was the shy boy from school. So if it was about talking to people and selling to people, I was like the guy who's like, no, don't make me do it. But you know what? In business, or if you're looking to start a business and you don't know how to sell, or you're not good at selling, or you don't know the ways to increase your sales, you don't have a business, because a business without sales is not a business. So in this video, I'm going to share with you step by step the strategies that not only I've used, but I share with thousands of people all around the world in terms of how to take your sales, how to take your revenue, how to take your profit, how to take your business to that next level. But first, hit the show reel. Hit it.
People have today isn't that they're struggling, isn't that they can't get out of their shit. It's because the shit that they're in isn't big enough. And why I say that is because if that shit was big enough right now, if the people had a gun pointed to their head, they would actually get their ass moving. Always understand that emotions is what leads to motion. It's energy in motion. So if your emotional drive is not strong enough, you're not going to do anything to get out of it.
What's up guys, Eric Ho here, international speaker, entrepreneur and best-selling author. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can increase your sales and take your business to that next level. Guys, I'm really excited for this topic is because I always say, and before I even start this, I want you guys who are newly tuned into this channel for the first time to type into the comments box now, selling is serving. And this is a ritual. This is a way of living. This is a way that as an entrepreneur, if you don't have this within your blood, if you don't speak this, if you don't vibrate at this frequency, if you don't actually think like this every single day, if you don't have this mentality of this hustle, of this sales mentality, the greatest entrepreneurs out there, the greatest salespeople, the greatest people who are making a big difference out there, the greatest leaders out there, they all have one thing in common. And they all know that selling is serving. They all know that it doesn't matter what product you have right now. It doesn't matter what service you have right now. It doesn't matter if you have a bottle of water that's going to change someone's life, right? You cannot save that person's life if you can't get them to drink it. So the process of that is knowing how to sell this idea, this philosophy, this product, this service to the other person. So if you are serious about making a difference in this world, you better get good at selling. But first, I'd like you to understand that every single one of you who are watching this video right now, you have sales within you, whether you like it or not. And this is the thing that a lot of people don't realize. It's not in their awareness. They don't realize that every single day you're selling, whether you like it or not. You're selling an idea, you're selling a philosophy, you go to the cinema, you watch a new movie, you tell your friend about it, they go and watch the movie too. What have you just done? You've just sold, right? You go and buy a new microwave and it's on like 50% discount. You tell your aunt or your uncle about it, they go and buy it. What have you just done? You've just sold, but the only difference is this. The money is going in somebody else's pocket. And I want you to type this in the comments box below. For those of you who are new to this channel, what we do is we keep typing in all our learnings in the comments box so we know that we are taking this learning and instilling it into that subconscious mind so it becomes part of your subconscious programming to be successful. Okay? So I want you to understand this, that every single day you are selling anyway. And some of you say, but Eric, I'm not so good at selling. That's exactly what I thought. Right? When I was going into business, I was like, everyone was like, Eric, you need to go to networking events. They said, you need to meet people. I'm like, I'm the shy boy. I don't know what to say to strangers. I don't know how to speak to them. Right? But then they said, no, you need to meet people. This is business, you know? I'm like, I can't do it. And I thought I couldn't do it. But it wasn't that I couldn't do it. Is I didn't know that I was doing it already. And there's certain things that every single one of you are doing already. You are taking a product that you really love and you recommend it to a friend, they go and buy it. Every single one of you on this video right now, right, watching this video, you've probably been in that situation before. What does that mean? It means you made your first sale. It means that you continuously make sales. But the biggest problem most people have is not that they are not good at selling, is that the moment they think that they need to sell their own product and service and they need to ask for money in return, that's when they suck at selling. And the biggest problem behind it is because most people, right, it's through our upbringing, through conditioning, through society, we have not been educated about money and making money. So a lot of the time, the moment comes where you have to ask for the money for the transaction, for the signing of the deal, is the time where we start backing out. Because a lot of the time, it's easy for us to get someone hyped up about some water and say, oh, it's absolutely amazing. And then they say, wow, it is, you know. But how do you actually get the conversion and actually lock the deal in so that you're actually making the sell? So I'm going to run you through very, very simple on this foundation level. And by the way, the foundation level is for every single one of you who are watching right now. Because if you don't have the foundations right, don't even think about the high level stuff. And if you guys end up enjoying this video and you like this topic, just give us some comments below. And if you want the higher level stuff, I can cover that too. Okay, how about that? So the first thing is to understand this, right? In selling, people buy from people they know, they like, and they trust. So you can type that in the comments box. So I know you guys are learning. They know, they like, and they trust. That's who people buy from. People don't buy products. People don't buy services. People buy from people. We need to understand that. When we understand that, we need to be the person that people buy from. That's how you make the money out there. And by the way, I want you to understand one thing. Selling is by far the biggest skill of an entrepreneur. You make one sell. You can make $1 million sell. You are only one sell away from becoming financially free. And most people don't realize that. Most people think there's a big ladder they need to climb, work all the hours, put all the effort and all the time in and make the peanuts. But that's not the case. If you learn how to sell, get the big deal, close it straight away and become financially free. This is exactly what happened in my life too. Right? When I came to that realization now, I don't deal with the peanuts anymore. Understand one thing first of all. Whether you are trying to sell a $500 item right now, it's going to take you a lot of convincing to try and get someone to buy a $500 product from you. If you are selling a $20,000 or if you're selling a $100,000 item, it's going to be equally as hard. Now, I know some of you will be thinking, no, it's not. It's totally different. You know what the difference is? The difference is if you are selling a $500 item, you are selling it to the $500 person. But if you're selling a $100,000 item, product or service, you are selling it to the 100,000 person. So meaning their budget is different, their money is different, their attachment to money is also different. And it's actually much easier than you even can imagine to close that $1 million deal. So what are the keys in terms of making people start knowing, liking, and trusting you? And how do you actually form this relationship? And this one I need you to understand right now is that selling is all about selling by building a relationship. In online marketing, we call this a relationship conversion funnel. How do we actually take people throughout this quick journey, a rapid journey of knowing us, liking us, and trusting us so that they can actually put their money out to take that service or product from us? First of all, the biggest problem why most people aren't good at selling is because they do not like rejection. They're scared of rejection. They're scared of people saying no to them. Get rid of that fear of rejection. And what does this mean? Put this mantra into your head. This is something that saved my life, saved my business, saved my whole journey, and put me to where I am today. This mantra goes, some will, some won't, so what? Next. SW, 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 next. Some will, some won't, so what? Next. And if you start understanding that you have a great product, you have a great service, you have a great idea to put out to that world right now. Some will, great. Some won't, that's okay too, right? So what? Next. And we know that within that ocean out there, there's a lot of people who can benefit from our products, then we keep going. Don't let the rejections put you down, right? Sales is purely a numbers game. But in this video, what I want to share with you is different strategies, the fundamentals in terms of how to tweak those strategies so that you can actually increase your sales and start actually getting more conversions per people you are speaking to, so that you don't need to speak to as many people. But it's still a numbers game if you want the big sales in. In terms of building this relationship, you need to understand a very basic concept called hot plates. And how it works is like this. Let's say, for example, we have a hob right now, right? Your kitchen cooker. And what you have is you have your cold hob, you set the second one on warm, you set the third one on hot, you set the fourth one on boiling. If you had these 4 hobs on right now, on cold, warm, hot, and boiling, and you take a cold plate and you put it on the boiling hob, what will happen? Smash. If you take a cold lead and you put it on a boiling hob, what will happen? Well, they won't physically smash, but they won't actually really accept it very well. It's because it's too much for them, too much energy, too much passion, right? It's too much all at once. So instead, building this relationship is the process of taking this cold plate, putting the cold plate on the cold hob, shifting it to the warm hob, then it warms up the plate. Take the plate, put it onto the hot hob, it heats it up more. Then you put it onto the boiling hob, then what happens is your plate becomes boiling. And at this point, when your plate is boiling, is your best time to do your call to action or get your conversion for your transaction of that money, right? So how do we actually go about doing this? Very, very simple. We need to understand that every single person in any sales situation, they are at a certain frequency. What does this mean? It means that you don't go into every single meeting, every single phone call cold. The biggest thing, and you may have heard this a lot, when people say building rapport. A lot of people talk about building rapport, but not many people actually know how to build rapport. Rapport is built like this, right? People start buying into people who are one of these two things. Number one, they buy into people who are alike them. So they can see all the related topics, related energy, things that feel the same as themselves, they start buying into. That's number one. The second thing is they buy into people who they aspire to be like. That's how rapport is built. Either alike themselves or aspire to be like themselves, right? So how do you actually do that? Well, first of all, a lot of the time in the beginning of the sales transaction, you will not be able to know straight away what they like and what they aspire to be like. So the easiest way is to be alike them. So what does this mean? It means this. It means you do not just go into a meeting being the cold plate and being very, very cold and sitting there. That's not what you do. Instead, you match that temperature of what your client, what your potential customer, right, is. So let's say, for example, somebody comes into the meeting and they are super, super, super hot right now. They're already really fired up about it. They're very passionate about it. You wouldn't go in there cold because then they can't relate to you. Then they won't buy from you. So how do you do it? You need to do something in NLP, what we call matching and mirroring. We need to do exactly what they are doing. So if they are really, really loud right now, really energetic, we be the same as them because people buy into people they are alike, right? If they are smiling a lot, you smile. If they are laughing a lot, if they whatever they're doing, you do a lot as well because then they feel like, whoa, this person's so cool because who they are looking at is themselves, okay? And then if let's say somebody goes into the meeting and they are cold. And how you can read a cold person is very simple. Physiology, by the way, is everything. It's because how they are on the outside is how they are thinking in inside. It's the internal and external dialogue matching up, aligning. So what this means is this. If you go into any type of sales conversation and you feel that the tonality is cold, or you do it face to face and you see them like this, you know they are cold. Right? Usually when you've met a client or customer for the first time, this is usually how they sit. And the reason behind it is because they are closing themselves off. Understand one thing, when your body is closed, your mind is closed, right? When they are closed, it's very hard for you to get the transaction or even actually to build the relationship. So it's very, very important at this stage to know how to open their body up, right? Not physically, you don't go and pull their arms apart, okay? But how to open their body apart, because when you do, then what happens is their mind starts opening up too. Okay, when their body is open, their mind is open. So how do we do this? Very, very simple strategy for you. Okay, so let's say if you just sit face to face with somebody and they are sat like this. A very simple process you can do is just matching and mirroring. What this means is you can cross your arms straight away the moment they cross their arms. And notice, when I'm like this, do you feel more comfortable? Or when I'm like this, do you feel more comfortable? Right? You obviously feel that I'm more friendly and more comfortable when I'm like this. So what actually happens when you come in like this, then I match and mirror you. What actually happens is you feel a little bit uncomfortable. And subconsciously, a lot of the time what will happen is you will be the first to break free and you don't even know you're doing it. It's because you feel so uncomfortable that I'm doing that. That's why you break free. So by me crossing my arms, I know that will break you. Okay? Now, let's say, for example, in 1 minute, if that person does not break, it's one of those stubborn people, okay? And their arms are still folded. What you can do then, this works like magic. Okay, I used to play this game all the time and it's so, so powerful. When they have their arms crossed, you can cross your arms too. Okay, then you do a process of matching and mirroring. So let's say if they look at the time, you look at your time too. Okay, not at exactly the same time. Okay, it's not like one of these games where they scratch their head, you scratch your head. Okay, instead it's kind of like just do it on stealth mode. So when they look at their time, you can talk a little bit and then you kind of look at your time as well. When they kind of scratch their head and then you can talk a little bit and then you kind of like scratch a little bit as well and then go back to the folding. And what will happen is they're finding this pattern with you without them even knowing. It's happening on a subconscious level. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you start understanding that our subconscious determines our reality, all of our results, right? Most of the things we do, most of the actions we take, we are taking from our subconscious mind, not our conscious mind. So that's our most powerful source to tap into when we need to make that sale. So how do we do it? Very simple. We just match and mirror. We just match and mirror. And after you've done it for a while, right? Let's say under 1 minute, you'll be able to break someone easy. And then what happens is under 1 minute, you've done that for 1 minute. Then what happens is you lean forward, lean in, and you open your arms up and you start speaking to them. Then you will see slowly they will start breaking free and leaning forward towards you as well. It's because you've been matching and mirroring them for the past minute. And now their subconscious mind is telling them that they need to do the same thing with you. It's a very, very powerful technique. Okay, so next time you can test that and try it out. It's a lot of fun, and this is why I want you to see sales. Because if you see sales to be fun, you start getting a lot better at it and you start wanting to learn more. We can go very, very, very deep into the psychological terms in terms of selling. But I want to keep it very simple for you on this video, is because I don't want to overwhelm you with too much on one video. And if I find that you guys really enjoy this, you guys are interacting with this video, then and you can ask for more high-level stuff, or if there's any situation in particular that you want me to cover, I can cover that too. All you do is just comment below. If you don't ask, you don't get, right? Maybe right now you've got a deal you need to strike and you want to know how to strike it. Comment below. Maybe if I see the comment, then I'll put a video out there and give it to you, right? I've closed millions and millions and millions of dollars over the last 10 years, right? In different industries. And so I can definitely show you guys how to do this too. And it becomes a lot of fun, especially when you have a product, when you have a service that is really serving the world out there. Okay. One final thing I want to just put into this video today, okay, is a very powerful thing, is understanding what people buy on. People buy on two things here. And I want you to type the two things down so it instills in your memory, okay? The first thing they buy on, number one, is emotions. Most people buy on emotions. It means that it's not a logical decision people make. People get the more emotional a person gets, the more they're likely to buy something. And you've probably been in a situation where you got really, really excited and you just bought it, and afterwards you're like, oh my God, why did I just do that, right? This is what happens with emotions. So always understand emotion. When I talk on the spiritual aspect of it, or when I talk about the logical aspect of it, it's exactly the same. Emotions is energy in motion. So what does this mean? It means if you can build up enough emotions in your sales dialogue, right? What happens is it creates that motion, so they want to take action straight away and take that action, whether it's the commitment or signing the form or making the transaction, you know? So that's what emotions are, energy in motion. The second thing is logic, meaning that aside from just being an emotional buy, people also need to know the logic behind it. So there's a very, very simple template, right? I can share, it's gonna take another 20, 30 minutes to share it. But if you want me to do that, I can cover it in another video. But just to give you a little background about it and how it works is very simple. If you understand that you can sell on emotion and seal the deal on logic, if you apply these two things, you will win every single sell you go into. It's very, very powerful because these are the only two things that people buy into. And when we tap into emotions, then it will be tapping into pain, tapping into pleasure, tapping into problems, tapping into solutions, then tapping into the human needs. And when you do, it becomes very powerful. You can close any deal you want to close. Okay? So guys, I just want to leave it there. Nice and simple. And if you enjoyed this video, please do support this channel by giving us a thumbs up. I've been doing daily videos for the past few weeks now because I've just started on this YouTube channel, and the more support I get, the more great videos I can put out there. If I know you guys are interested in all this business, motivation, success, and all the behind the scenes with all this fun behind the scenes of an entrepreneur, then just give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment below. Let me know where you've tuned in from. It's always nice to know. And remember, finally, remember, if you have not already, please do hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be doing daily videos so I can keep you guys accountable to make this year your best year yet. Ciao.